Blue Prism is a robotics automation company. And probably the best way to think about it is imagine you're running a bank, or you're running a telco, or some other business where you need to open an account, for example. And so what happens when people open accounts is you want that experience to be as smooth as possible. So when I ring up, I can kind of get my account set up and get on with my day. But what really happens is you ring up, the person on the other side of the phone sort of asks you some questions, says, I'm going to put you on hold, and you sit there for 5 minutes, and they come back, get some more information, put you on hold, and it's a miserable experience. And what's happening is the person handling the call is actually entering your details into a system, probably doing some credit checks, whatever else they have to do to get your account set up. So what Blue Prism does is it provides the robots, or the digital workers, as we call them, that automate those processes. So if you have a business that's got Blue Prism in it, what happens is somebody rings up and you're talking to that call handler continuously. The Blue Prism digital worker is doing all of the account setup behind the scenes on an automated basis. And it's that same sort of concept across the back office. So whether you're running a mortgage desk and you want to automate the process of managing mortgages, or setting up mortgages, or closing mortgages, or you're a manufacturer and you want to automate the processes around your supply chain, it's that level of automation that Blue Prism does. There's a term out there now called intelligent automation. And what that is the culmination of robotic process automation, or RPA, with artificial intelligence. And in effect, what's happening is RPA is becoming a platform for AI. And what we're doing is we're putting more human-like capabilities into digital workers. So we're using computer vision so they can see, they can read screens, they can recognize what a login button is, they can scroll, they can read text. We're giving them machine learning so that they can learn and they can make decisions. And so it's not just about necessarily explicitly programming a digital worker to do something. It can actually learn from experience and grow and become more sophisticated in terms of how it makes those decisions. We're using natural language processing so that robots can read and they can communicate. Putting AI in robots so they can write their own programming. So in effect, you can show a robot a task just like you would a human colleague, and that digital worker can learn and automate that process and program itself to do it. So it's a huge change from what existed before. We're terming the unified workforce. So if you think about RPA, or you think about intelligent automation, it's really a form of labor, but it's not a distinct labor force from, say, human labor force, or even straight through processing systems within the organization. Where automation's going is a workforce that is combined and fully integrated across humans, digital workers, and other systems. And that in turn is being used as much more of a strategic enabler. So where RPA is really going is the unified workforce, but also the application of automation for core strategic initiatives within the business, whether that be growth, customer service, market penetration, what have you. So it's moving beyond process automation and becoming a core part of enablement for organizations. It's that enterprise scale capability. So the Blue Prism digital workers are designed for large scale enterprises. They've got the capabilities that you need at that kind of scale. They have the sort of security and robustness that corporate IT departments would expect of enterprise scale software, but also the way in which we're responding to new market trends in terms of the use of automation for strategic enablement. We're very focused on that. We're very, I think, down that road of thinking and building in those capabilities you need to automate at very large scales within organizations. So it's the increasing the sophistication with which digital workers can interact with humans and interact with processes. So I think the big change that we're starting to see now is historically digital workers sort of automated processes end to end. So if you automated a process, you automated the whole process with a digital worker. But that sort of limited you to certain types of processes that could be automated like that. What's happening today is that organizations are saying, well, we consider the entire, say, business unit as a set of processes. And what we want to be able to do is assign different pieces of work to the right worker. So I have something that a digital worker should do, a digital worker should do it. There's something a human should do, a human should do it. But the two should be able to interact seamlessly. So in other words, when you design automations or you start rethinking automation within an organization from an automation first perspective, what you want to be able to do is have processes that have all sorts of handoffs between humans, digital workers, straight through processing systems, and other technologies. So that's that back to the unified workforce and how all those different types of workers interact. And effectively what we're doing is making those interactions seamless. And AI has an enormous role in that, because if I'm a digital worker and I need to communicate to humans, I need to be able to write emails, I need to be able to operate through chatbots, I might need to verify your ID or your who you are through just a video link. So all these interactions that we as humans do naturally are now coming into digital workers, and that's being largely done through artificial intelligence right now.